All right. So, just did a bones reading, and as we all know, the bones never lie. You have your Uruz here, your courage and your strength. You have Mannaz in the reverse, which to me is coming across as sort of like a hanged man experience. So maybe some new perspective that's in there. You have Jera, which is about harvest and process, which really means that like um, time, effort, some outwork, some activity, something you got to go through here. And then ultimately it ends up in Kenaz, which is the light. It's the torch. So we're illuminating something that's at the end of this. And I started pulling some tarot to try to figure out what the hell is going on. And it comes up with temperance in reverse. So that talks about imbalance, that talks about discord, that talks about extremity. So, my guess is that if you're seeing this, you're stuck in some unhappy, unholy, rough situation. That's because you're probably a light warrior if you're drawn to this. I'm seeing a couple cards here, so I'm going to pull these out. So next up, good news, you have victory, Six of Wands. So something is unbalanced. It's some kind of battle, some kind of shit you got to go through. Next card up is victory. The card after that is the Empress. So maybe that's you and your divine feminine, pulling in victory, pulling in fertility, pulling in all kinds of goodness. So that is if you have to go get temperance in reverse, telling you that there's some horribly unbalanced shit in the world that you're dealing with, those are two good cards to get afterwards. And and then you have kind of the Five of Swords, which just talks about conflict, violence, hostility, and there's people walking away. So it talks about defeat. Doesn't necessarily mean your defeat. Um, but we're going to need some clarity on that. Let's go flip through a couple more of these things. So help clarify, what is this imbalance? What is this injustice? What are we talking about here? No card really stood out to me. Let's see if something pops this way. We'll do one more. Anything for the people here. All right, let's flip this. Strength. So if there's some imbalance that is extreme, a good response to that is to hold firm and be strong. That is the strength card coming out. Courage, bravery, strength, confidence. It sounds like if you need to have some injustice, getting the strength card, it to me, it's not just like advice of be strong, but it's like you can be or you will be strong throughout it. So that to me is promising. This card is actually, these two cards. These are flipping out to me next. So Queen of Wands against the victory. So this Queen of Wands is not a nice lady. Your ex-wife is probably a Queen of Wands, vengeful, jealous, nasty, unfriendly, unhelpful. It's the kind of woman that can make things move, but is choosing to do so in all these negative ways. So, but that seems like who you have victory against. That would be my next thing. Now, to clarify on this Empress, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is sort of like the slow-moving knight. He's the slowest moving knight in the deck. He's chill, works hard, is like bringing about his fortune, but this is backwards. So could be some obsessiveness, could be some pessimism. It's clarifying the Empress. So I'm not exactly sure what you need a reverse Knight of Pentacles. Maybe this is someone opposing the Empress, somebody in your life that's not being super helpful. Let's do one more shuffle and see what we have here. I have this one card that's standing out to me. Oh, yeah, see, that's perfect. Look at that. These are like the two most haterific cards in the deck. You have the Five of Swords, which is conflict, and then the Seven of Swords, which is deceit. But this is in reverse. So you have conflict and defeat, and you have this kind of deceit, but it's in reverse. So that's all talking about like coming out honest, coming out truthful, not deceitful. maybe even a confession, maybe even some honesty. I don't know, man. All right. I wasn't going to take another card, but it seems like there's one more that wants to come out here. Yeah, it's the Five of Wands. So this is like, if there's three cards in the deck that are all about conflict, it's the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Wands. You have some like epic band of haters here. I don't know what you did to piss everybody off. I know what I did to piss everybody off, but you have certainly caused a whole bunch of different problems. Competition, conflict, just everybody fighting. Band of haters, giant band of haters just hanging out right here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let's go. Let's see. I'm going to take what's on the bottom of the deck here, which is freaking amazing. You have the Ten of Cups, wish fulfillment. Everything goes your way. Domestic harmony, family. This is the best of the cups. So what a freaking unreal journey you have. You got to worry about everything being kind of imbalanced, extreme, just discord. You're being strong through it. It leads to victory, and it seems to lead to victory against this Queen of Wands. And there's no gender in the readings of tarot, so that could be a man or it could be a woman. But that's your like jealous, nasty, hater, vengeful person. You have this kind of like empress energy, so I think this might be you chilling out here, just attracting wealth and abundance and goodness. She's all four queens embodied into one. You have this Knight of Pentacles, just this inconsistent, stubborn, lazy. Maybe this is one person you're opposed to, and then you have this giant band of haters, just hate, deceit, problems, conflict. But it seems like maybe there's some truth that comes out of that, and it all ends in freaking. It all ends in like wish fulfillment, positivity. Let me grab my thing. So let's see what happens when we pull up. I have these little charms I like to use too. So I'm gonna bring these over here, and we're gonna move them out of the way, and we'll get us some charms. So we'll pull out some of these. Not too many, just a couple charms. Let's see what it's telling us today. You have a cat. The cat is often talking about divine feminine. Horse, that's talking about some movement. Turtle is sometimes your like King of Pentacles energy. Dog, that's some loyalty. Hello Kitty, but that's like a child's version of this. Entirely, I think this is a dog. So you have two dogs. You have yourself a little dove, so maybe some peace. And these ones that are kind of calling for the higher life, you have Uranus, the star, butterfly, which is transformation. This is a fish, which can often talk about wealth, and there's a star in the fish too. A foot. Sometimes that's talking about standing. I didn't get a whole lot of law in this, but my life is about law, so it wouldn't surprise me. And the key to all of it is love. How amazing is that? So you have, this is a flower, but it keeps striking me. It's not just a normal flower. That seems like a star growing or something like that. I don't know. And then there's something here, Uranus. I wish I knew more about Uranus, but that's kind of like a cosmic power. So, divine feminine, maybe some divine masculine in there with the dog. Horse for movement, butterfly for transformation, star, you're coming out of it double starred, standing, wealth, peace. I don't know. Seems like you're coming out of some band of haters and doing okay. God bless.